And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining another ATS University session. For those of you that this might be your first time joining us, my name is Zach Allison. I'm our National Accounts Manager with ATS. I manage the market development team, which means that we are working with engineers, architects, interior designers, and even design build contractors. We are showcasing the ATS spec tool and how it ties into your project delivery. Helping you make product selections on wonderful products like, high-end matching soaps and faucets to mirrors that provide water and hand drying, and matching those mirrors to your multi-lab systems, all the way to helping you specify partitions or Bobrick or lost my backflow preventers. There we are. I'm out of practice. I've been off the ATS University game for a month and a half. So it's our first one back in September. We took a little break over the summer there. This is a long-running series that we've had going for years now. And at the end of the presentation, when I show you how you can find the products that we discussed today on the ATS spec tool, I'll also show you how you can find any of the previously recorded webinars. Because as with all sessions these days, we are going to have this recorded. We'll host it on our website there, so you can go back if you want to double check any of the information that we're talking about, if you want to review any of the previous presentations and get refreshed. And of course, if you want a deep dive on this topic specific for your firm, feel free to reach out to me. I'll set it up with the Stern team. Claudio and I will join you with me, which is a great way to introduce our partner from one of our many ATS sponsors. This one is Stern Engineering. Stern's been a partner for, I think, 2 or 3 years now, maybe even longer on the system. They're adding more and more products with us as time goes on. So, when we get to the ATS spec tool, you'll see how to select and specify their products. So with us today is Claudio Pearl, the I don't know the title, but director of doing everything and important for engineers and architects, solving all sorts of problems. That's Claudio here, and then the marketing manager that's just jumping on with us here. Perfect timing. Thanks for joining, Brittany. But yeah, with that being said, we'll pass it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, actually, Zach, for the introduction. Yeah, my name is Claudio Pearl. I'm the Business Development Director at Stern and the person responsible for the Stern business over Canada. So, of course, we're dealing with the US as well. So I don't know if you have any audience from any other parts in the world, but we're covering 70 countries around the world. So if anybody is interested in their particular market, so they're more than welcome to contact us anytime. So today, of course, is the webinar is about sustainability and how to choose the right sensor products or touchless products into your next commercial project. So I'm going to start sharing my screen with all of you just to be sure that you see my screen. I don't know if, Brittany, you want to add something before I start? No, it's fine. Okay.
Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. And just while you're pulling up the screen share, I know one of the questions that we're always asked, and I'll bring it up as we go. Any questions that you have along the way, please feel free to pop them in the chat in the QA field. I'll be sure to bring them up at appropriate times so that we can get your questions answered. One of the common questions is this an accredited presentation? Which I believe this is an accredited CEU. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so we can definitely start jumping into the presentation now. As I said, a little bit of background of Stern. For many, many years, Stern has been supplying touchless technology for commercial applications in Canada and the rest of the world. We are the unique manufacturer in the market that produce only and only touchless technology, including faucets of dispensers, WCs, urinals, showers, touchless cubicles, and wash stations as well. A little bit of the learning objectives of today is understanding how sensor technology enables touch-free experience in commercial restrooms. Of course, learn how to touch-free experience increases sustainability while preserving high hygiene standards. Discuss fixture selection and installation types, as well as describe the design elements to consider when selecting also bathroom partitions. I will invite everybody to write your questions in the chat, or if you want to interrupt me anytime, I'll be happy to answer your questions while we presenting this. So before going any further, a little bit of a background about the technology these products are using is sensor technology or infrared sensor technology, which is very easily founded in commercial restrooms, in faucets of dispensers, hand dryers, WC and urinals, wash stations, and touchless cubicles. When it comes to the fixture activation, there is two separate type of groups where you can find or detect this infrared technology. The built-in proximity sensors, where the sensors are built in within the body of the product, or concealed proximity sensors, where the sensors is concealed within the spout of the product. This create a better user experience for the customers. They just, by approaching their hands to the spout, the water flow starts and create a better feeling for the users, avoiding, of course, unnecessary queues in commercial bathrooms. Which are the benefits of basically choosing or specifying this technology within your next project? First of all, promoting sustainability, being able to maximize leads point, either for platinum or for gold projects, is ideal to specify this type of technology because helps you to save up to 40% water in commercial applications. Increasing hygiene, since everything is touch-free, you're avoiding cross-contamination. Customizable settings, because on-site facility managers can change or modify any of the factory settings. And occupancy monitoring. Today, big sites can be monitored from remote by being connected to a cloud or to any app in your Android phone or your Apple phone. And then from remote, you can receive online information about the sensor faucets or sub-dispensers installed, as notifications, as alarms, anything else that comes from the application. So when it comes to the fixture selection, is important to take into consideration or to be based on style, functionality, and efficiency. In this case, it's very, very important to choose the right models, the right design, based, of course, on the aesthetics of the bathroom. Especially, the idea here is have fixtures that are in consistency with the overall aesthetics of the bathroom. Sometimes interior designers and architects are investing a lot of time in designing beautiful bathrooms, and then you find these very bulky and less style fixtures. In this case, choosing this technology allows you also to keep that in mind. Maximizing leads point because of the water saving solution, increasing hygiene since it's everything touchless, and its accessibility is accessible for any type of customer or user. When it comes to the design consideration, it's important also to take into consideration that this technology allows you to select the right type of solution based on your installation. These products can be selected by, for example, the type of installation, if it's deck mounted or wall mounted or behind the mirror installations. The durability and the design for commercial use also is key in this case, having this technology with a variety of materials and different finishes, especially in PVD. Matching products, including soap, water, air, or paper. Hand dryers for increased sustainability and avoiding wasting of paper, and easy installation and maintenance. When it comes to the installation, one of the challenges for interior designers or architects or those who are specifying project is the wall-mounted installations. In this case, the technology allows you to select the right type of installation based on your wall. If, for example, you have a plaster wall and you need to anchor the products on the floor or on the ceiling, therefore you can select the iron mounting frame sets, which allows you to hang in the iron frame the soap dispensers, the faucets, and the hand dryers, as well as the wash basin. The second group is a recessed mountain, which is more indicated for ADA or accessible bathrooms, where you need to have all the space under the basin completely free to allow the wheelchair to goes in. Therefore, all the installation is recessed in the wall. By removing the mirror, you can have direct access to the installation in case, for example, you need to perform any type of maintenance, or simply if you need to replace the soap. And the third group is what we call a wash station, or behind the mirror, lockable mirror. By lifting the mirror, you have direct access to the installation, and basically also you can perform any type of maintenance or simply replace the soap. This is a short video showing how the wash stations look like in a real installation. As you can see, the idea here is really to have a very clean and neat bathroom with all the products installed behind the mirror, with intuitive and very logical pictograms in the mirror, where users can feel comfortable where to put their hands and receive, in this case, the water, the soap, or dry their hands, as well as the possibility of creating a large variety of specifications based on customization. As we discuss the possibility of saving water in commercial applications, we also need to take into consideration saving soap. And this is a key factor for facility managers. Therefore, the technology allows you to select a big reservoir of 1.6 gallon or 6 liters, or allows you to fulfill up to 6 soap dispensers simultaneously, and also allows you to refill the soap from the countertop. So this technology comes also with an LED light that changes its colors when it's necessary to refill the soap. When green, the LED is green, the soap reservoir is full, and when it turns into red, it's time to refill the soap. So when it comes to the power source options, the technology comes with 3 different options available. For major installation or multiple installations, transformers or transformer junction boxes that allows you to install up to 10 products together, combining 5 faucets and 5 soap dispensers, for example, within any other possibilities. Battery power, which is just for small installations or renovations where there is no access to the main power. And in this case, faucets are using 9V batteries, and 12 double D batteries are using 4 soap dispensers, standard batteries. The dual power is the option as a battery backup. If there is a power failure in the building, all the faucets will continue being operational in battery mode. As we discuss the infrared technology for soap dispensers and faucets and other sensor products, the same technology has been replicated also in cubicles and partitions for commercial applications. As you know, when you walk into a commercial bathroom, you can easily wash your hands and dry your hands and soap your hands by not touching anything, but then you are touching the handle of the stall or the cubicle to get access to it. And therefore, this is a very bad place for bacteria, basically. So therefore, the possibility of having a complete touchless experience in commercial bathrooms is key. And what is coming to complete this experience is the touchless cubicles. Why? Because increase the hygiene, since everything is touchless. It also increase the privacy because the construction is floor to ceiling, and reduce sight lines. Accessibility because can be operated by every single type of customer, having the possibility of opening the doors onwards or outwards, and also keeping a nice aesthetics because the cubicles are produced in HPL, which is a very durable material that comes in different variety of colors and textures as well. So this is a short video just showing how to use It's important to you to see here that is a proximity sensor. Users are just approaching their hands, and they have the possibility of deciding by using touchless operation or manual operations. It's a very simple way to use the cubicles as well, and it's a great combination with the touchless products as well. So as we saw in the video before, so the key points here while specifying actually commercial WC touchless cubicles is, first of all, the occupancy indicator. As you saw in the video before, the LED light is on the handle. So when it's red is occupied, when it's green is free. So the users need to present their hand just to open and close the stall. Having also a unique dual operation which combines touchless and manual override mechanical way of opening the door. An emergency open from outside. In case of an emergency, it's very easy to open the stall by using a piece of coin or just a key. Soft closing and opening in order to avoid any type of accidents, including users that can be elderly or just little kids, and remote monitoring as well. The next is a video that you're going to see how the products work on real installations. And this video, basically what it does is emphasizing again the activation of the door and how simply it is to use this type of technology in commercial applications. As you see, here is a variety of different type of users, including kids, that can manipulate every single stall in a very easy way. Always just proximity sensors, presenting your hand in front of the sensor, and everything is easy and done very quickly. As part of the features that this technology comes together to actually is the occupancy indicator. Is a very easy way to identify when the stalls are available, and for high traffic areas, the smart washroom occupancy display that allows you easily to see from outside of the bathroom how many cubicles are occupied and how many of those are free. So as new trends, we see more and more in specifications, the behind the mirror bathroom products delivering soap, water, air, and paper, which is very, as you saw in the video, is very nice and clean and net in commercial applications. A variety of different finishes, including stainless steel 316. Flash valves or toilet flash valves, including exposed and concealed installations, as we present the touchless WC cubicles, soap dispensers with a refill mechanism from the countertop or within the product itself, and the larger reservoirs for high traffic areas with 6 liters soap tanks. It's also important to take into consideration while specifying the technology to add also the remote control. This remote control will allow facility managers to change or modify any of the factory settings. Therefore, it's extremely important to be outstanding in the specification to add this remote control as well while specifying commercial bathrooms. So putting all together, the idea of today was a little bit educating you on touchless technology for commercial and hospitality, taking you into consideration that you can have a big variety of different type of products that can be selected based on your need and based on your project need. So at this point, we're finishing with the educational part of the presentation. Of course, all of you that sign up, you will receive the certificate of completion. And if there is any questions, anything that you would like to ask at this point, I'd be more than happy to explain anything further or answer any questions.
Perfect. Yeah, we haven't seen any questions come in so far. I think you did a great job of explaining it. The wild one to me is always the cubicles and the partitions these days. putting touch-free technology on partitions and cubicles is such, an interesting, it's almost obvious, but also you would never think of it. It's like right in front of your eyes, but you never really think of putting sensors on that. So that's
Yeah,
been one of the very interesting changes to the market to me. And of course,
absolutely.
like we had a presentation a couple of weeks, or I guess months back now, going over, ADA and barrier-free guidelines for partitions, particularly with full height privacy partitions. There are some complications around barrier-free guidelines. Do you guys have like any guidance on the barrier-free installations for that technology?
Yeah, actually, as I explained in the presentation, we do have cubicles that are dedicated for ADA, right? With all the necessary components, including the bars, including the onward, outwards mechanism to open the door, to make the whole experience more easier actually for this type of customers. Yes, we do. That's correct.
Fantastic. I guess without any questions there, let me jump on in and I'll let you kind of keep an eye on the chat if anything else comes in. I'll share my screen here for a minute
Sure.
because we do want to walk through the spec tool as well. Of course, feel free to interrupt me if anything comes up along the way where we want to dive into some of the questions.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So for any of those that may not be familiar, if this is your first time seeing an ATS University or the ATS Spec Tool, this is a free design assist platform. The goal is to have it fit into your current product selection process and assist you in specifying the products. So we provide about 10 different formats that are actually customized to your product selection. For example, when Claudio was showing the soap dispenser, the series of soap dispensers there, he went through the options and how you have different power supply options. Each of those is going to update your model number. And instead of just having a generic spec, which is easy to have, the young person behind the quotation software at your wholesaler or have a contractor overlook or misunderstand what your actual selection is, something as missing the suffix for the finish. Those are the things that our system tries to catch. And not just catch, but keep you up to date. If a finish gets discontinued next month, your project will be up, we will get a notification of, hey, this particular product that you've specified on XYZ project has been discontinued. Let us help you find an alternate. And we find this to be particularly effective when you are creating masters that you're using regularly. You may use the raster, we have a firm in Canada that they have their own internal system for using masters. I'm not going to say any names, but it's a four-letter acronym that's grown all across Canada now. And,
Mm-hmm.
they have their own particular, system that they've built internally, a series of folders, but those static documents still need to be updated. And you can have the sections on the ATS spec tool, which then notify you, hey, you need to update this section. And all of this is, paid for by our partners, our sponsors like Stern, so that designers can log in and have this spec assist software for free. Of course, our partners also put on all of our webinars, and you can access that here from this Architects and Engineers tab. Go over to Learning Hub and go to the webinar recordings, where you'll find all of our previous recordings. Great one we did recently was this deep dive on stainless steel sinks from Frankie. That was really interesting. We've had water heaters. We've had code-specific updates on the BC and Alberta building codes early in the year. So we try to either have an application-based focused, a product-based focus, like really deep diving the product. How do you size it? What are the important options? How do you, understand all the barrier-free aspects that are tied to it, like the adult change tables? That was a really niche deep dive. but we'll also get very, generic and talk about specific codes in relation to specific markets or category of application and products overall, like what is a PTAC heater, and talking more categorically. So once you're logged in, this is going to be your home. This is your dashboard. Again, it's a free account. You can share the account across your team. So if you have multiple offices all across Canada, you can set up your different offices, or across the US. We have firms that have multiple offices across both Canada and US. And, there's a particular firm that they run their business north-south. They have kind of three major team leads up along the east, west, and central kind of columns. So we work with that firm at setting up standards based on those individual territories. So all of that can be done between my team and yours, helping you get everything set up. And then you can have your masters, your projects, and your quick specs all accessed here on the left toolbar. So this toolbar will help you navigate all your different types of projects. You can get right into the product selection by using the product catalog. And of course, if you run into any challenges on the way, you can request a build, which is going to allow you to simply upload your documents. You can put a floor plan into here, a schedule into here, and our spec team will make selections on your behalf. We also have a live customer service team that you can access using the chat feature here on the right, which will allow you to, hey, I can't find this faucet. I can't find the soap, water, air behind the mirror. And our team will help you navigate that. I saw a question pop up there. Do you have want to pause here for a second, Claudia, or are you good to go?
No, I'm good to go. I was just waiting for you to finish actually to answer the question. Do you want to finish and I answer the question afterwards, or should I answer
Yeah,
now?
let me go over the
Sure.
folders here, and
Sure,
then
sure, sure.
we'll dive into the question.
Absolutely.
So this is our dashboard. This is our home. This is how we get started. What are the different ways you can get started? We have different levels of detail for folders, basically. So you can create a quick spec, which is just a simple title. You could call this faucet, or you could call this partition, and get right into your product selection. Then we have project, which is a little bit more level of detail. This is where you're going to put in your project name, your internal numbering system, if you so chose. If you're doing a couple hundred projects a year, it's handy to have the internal numbers for ease of searching. And then with projects, the additional levels of detail is your location, which allows us to apply our rule engine based on your region. So if you select Ontario, then you're going to get the OBC. If you select BC, then you're going to get the BC building code. If you select Texas, then you're going to get the Texas ability standards. So we have all the state and provincial code built into the system to make sure that you are selecting product that's appropriate for your location. The bid date is basically your date of tender, the date of go to market. For us, it means the date that we keep the project up current for. So we talked about discontinuances earlier. If I select this to be October 10th, on the 11th, you will no longer get the automatic updates. We're going to keep that project in a static form. But up until the 10th of October, if there's a model number that's changed, a discontinuance that's been issued, a important piece of information that the manufacturer wants us to disseminate to market, then we're going to keep you up to date and make sure your specs are accurate and not dealing with change notices. And then we have application. You're going to select an application as well, and that helps tie to masters and templates, which brings us to kind of the next level of detail of folder. Masters and templates are very similar. Masters would be your go-to standards and your recommendations by application, and the ATS templates is our recommendations by application. And all of those can be accessed while you are in your project or quick spec. So you see I have a Stern Sustainability webinar project here that I've created earlier today. Got a couple of selections in here just to kind of show what it looks like once product's in there. But from this page, you would just go to the Add Drawing button, go to Add Drawings from Masters and Templates, and now you can use, again, your firm's masters or the ATS templates. And the ATS templates is just as it sounds, again, application-based breakdowns and recommendations for product. So we had a number of engineers that were working on BC housing projects in Vancouver. So they asked us to build a BC housing template. So based on the BC housing standards, these are the appropriate plumbing fixtures, components, drainage, HVAC piping, architectural specialties, and even fire protection. And you would go through, we've got our multi-lab wash stations here, but if we need to add a couple of toilets, we would simply check a box, drag and drop, and you can put from A into B. You can also filter by application and say, okay, that tank type toilet's not the right project, not the right toilet for a arena that I'm working on. Well, we can go into our recreational facilities master. We can look for hardwired fixtures and find, a general use and a barrier-free concealed flush valve, and simply drag and drop over. And again, you can do the same from your masters and templates. So if you have specific chains that you work on, whether it be Starbucks, a Marriott hotel, if you're doing 100 grocery stores in the year, you could build a branded application master and have as many of these as you want, because condo group A has different preferences than condo group B, and having that condo master on here will make it, one, super easy to ensure that the people on your team are all working off of the same live document. So if we go into our condo amenity space, would be, these are, as me as the team lead, these are my recommendations by for my team to be working on. So any EIT, any new hire that I bring on, I can tell them to access this, and confidently they are going to get the right product. Plus, I know it's going to be up to date, and I can have as many of these as I like to improve the efficiency of my team. So you see, in a matter of seconds there, I can again choose from my approved product selection and drag and drop into my project. If I want to add, the onesie twosie, something that's not in my master, something that's a little bit more unique, I go into our category page, and we have, again, our group wash stations. We have the mirrors, which has the swar behind it, so we can filter down by manufacturer. You can search by model name and number, or part of a model name and number, or filter down by any sort of additional options. So we could look for the swar cabinet with a lockable mirror, select our flow rate. Again, we're updating our model name and number every time we make a selection. So once we're done, if we want to download this, we just hit complete. I can rearrange everything on here if I want to put my two mirror options here at the top. And of course, I can download the entire project or just one or two pieces, generate the spec documents, and then you can get submittal packages with your configured model name and number, product brochure with a nicer image and just kind of condensed details, fixture schedules in Excel, 3 different types of Word specs, long, short, and CSI 3-part spec, Revit files, and even the manufacturer spec sheets are all available for download. You just check the box of the ones that you want. You're going to find that there's 2 or 3 formats most likely that you use every time. But some people go to market by just putting this middle PDF onto their drawings. Some people prefer a detailed 3-part spec that's going to match, call it the master spec format. Some people just prefer a generic written spec or a schedule in Excel. So all of these are available options. And of course, we can pop that open, where you get an open editable spec, everything that we possibly need. If you get just one in the mirror, and again, we're getting the actual options that we've selected, not just the base manufacturer model. So of course, if this is your first time seeing the spec tool, might be a little bit confusing. Generally, the premise is just let's get exactly what we need and keep it accurate as possible. If you have any questions on getting set up on the spec tool, need a hand getting logged in for the first time, that's what me and my team are here for. We can help you build your masters. We can help you build your first project. And of course, we can do training and onboarding for all of your team. So that's the spec tool and how you find Stern product on the spec tool. Free, easy, and fast.
Perfect. That's great. Yeah, we had one question actually from somebody. I couldn't identify exactly who it is or from which country. So I assume is somewhere there. His question was related to the type of sensor technology Stern uses for these products and how secure are those sensors actually to be vandalized? And it's a very interesting question because today, Brittany and I, we had a lunch and learn in the UK, and the architects, actually a very, very well-known firm of architects in the UK and all over the world, asked the same question. So I don't know if the person that wrote the question is from that architecture firm or not, by coincidence. But first of all, in answer to that, I have to say that Stern produced his own technology with sensors, right? We produce in-house sensor technology, our solenoid valves, and any other components. So we don't rely on any third parties when it comes to our state-of-the-art technology for infrared sensors. So our infrared sensors are proximity sensors. We're not using heat sensors as this person asked for. It's just infrared, and they trigger the solenoid valve in order to open the water passage by presenting their hand in front of the sensor at certain distance, right? When it comes to the question of vandalizing, we don't really receive a lot of claims or requests about vandalizing sensors. They're very well included or concealed within the product in order to avoid any type of vandalization. Stern products are meant for commercial projects for high traffic installations. So therefore they're prepared for this type of environments, of course, right? So I hope with this I answered the question. And if there is any other questions, they can write it back to us, and we'll be happy to explain everything by email or by phone if necessary.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will have our ATS University certificate of attendance out at the end of the week. Regarding the CU accreditation, I'm assuming I just provide you the list. I'll send it over to Brittany after, and she'll be able to register all the attendees for their CU credits. And if you would like a deeper dive on any of the product, if you need help getting your Stern into your masters, either on spec tool or internally, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be sure to bring Claudio in. We'll have a deep conversation and make sure you get all the product that you need and all the information that you need. So thank you very much for your time, everyone. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thank
And
you.
hopefully join us
Thank
next week for the
you.
next session.
Thank you very
Yes,
much. Thank you,
absolutely.
Zach.
And Zach, thank you so much for being so gracious and having us.
Of course, anytime. Bye for now, all.
Bye. Bye, guys.